What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Dissect That Film, where we dissect your favorite films, film franchises, and TV. Today is episode 38 of the Dissect That Film podcast, where we are covering another topic. Yes, we are going to be getting back to film franchises at some point. But this week we are talking about sequels. The good, the bad, and the ugly of sequels. Did you know that The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is an actual sequel? I didn't.
It is. Go ahead.
I didn't plan that. I didn't plan that whole thing.
I was going to say, ironically, I'm ugly and I'm a sequel because I have an older brother.
I'm a sequel too.
Oh boy. I am your host, Brett Parker, and joining me as always is the wonderful DNA Gaming consisting of Dan and Angela.
Hello.
I'm good.
Dan, I like how you said that you need her to speak up more, and yet I introduce you and you don't do anything. You do like half the people who watch this show, they don't even watch it, they listen. You're over there making it.
But usually after I do my, aggression threat display or whatever I'm doing,
aggression threat display.
I do say, hey, how's it going? How's everybody doing today? I am not going to repeat the thought I just had in my mind.
Thank God for that.
Yes.
I just want to let you know, Parker, as much as you shit on yourself about this show, I think you do a wonderful job.
Why, thank you. Listen, that's just me. That's just how I always will be to myself. I will always shit on myself. But I know this show has been getting better since the beginning because because I have to listen to the episodes when I re-release them, and boy, oh boy, were the first few doozies.
Well, I'm the same way though. Like if I'm like shit on myself before anybody else gets the opportunity. So like when you say it, I don't ever say anything. Because I'm like, I would do the same thing. I just want to let you know if it never gets said. We think you're wonderful, and I don't give a fuck what Angela says about your head. So.
What? Oh, okay.
We're recording. I'm supposed to say that off camera.
Son of a bitch. So, we're talking about something today, right?
Throwing me under the bus. Off screen or off camera and on camera.
Listen, everybody. It's okay. I'll take everything. Everything people throw at me. Just pile all the shit on top of me. It's fine.
I know that feeling. Here.
So yeah, we're talking about sequels. The idea actually, I've been thinking about this topic for a long time because, sequels are everywhere, and I swear, cinema is literally just been sequels or remakes for the longest time. Dan is holding back laughter. I can see it. He's trying
to fucking straight face this, but she has us pulled up over here. And it's like big, and I'm just like, I can't look at her because I'm going to make a face. So you're staring at yourself.
You got to get it. You got to get it so it's me as the big screen, and then have you in like a little tiny box in the corner.
That's how it normally is. And she's over here, and I'm like trying not to make faces, and I'm like, I'm going to make a face. I'm going to make a face.
Staring at me, and I rolled my eye.
I can't do it either. It's fine. It's okay. I feel the same way. Let's say I stare at myself, and it's like, no, that's not me. That's somebody else.
Oh no, that's not that. Like, it's her. Because like I just want to be an idiot and make her laugh because I like hearing her laugh, and like I can't control myself. But you are correct. Everything you mentioned about everything being sequels today, right?
Yeah.
In this day and age,
yeah.
But I think like anything else, that'll come to an end because the '80s was chock full of sequels.
Oh yeah,
at least in horror specifically.
Mm-hmm.
But like I think it's like anything, the circular nature of a lot of things in life. I think we will get out of it. But yes, there are a lot of sequels these days.
So many. Speaking of bad sequels, last week we covered Lake Placid, and they decided, well, let's keep making them.
Okay, I was confused. I was like,
put them on the Sci-Fi Channel.
Wow.
You know, if it comes from Sci-Fi, that's going to be bad.
Oh God, I have not seen a single one of the Lake Placid sequels, and we mentioned all of this in last week's episode. But I would love to do like a commentary track on them or like a watch along of just the absolute dumpster fire that are probably every single one of these movies.
Please. Dude, I cannot wait till we start doing that. If we start doing that.
A great time.
Glorious.
So, what do you think? Thinking of our favorite sequels through time, because there are, there's always that thing. It's like, is the sequel will never be as good as the original, which is wrong because there are actual sequels out there that are better than the originals. And some are better, I guess, in quality, and some are very debatable on whether they're better based on just the way that they're presented.
Yep.
Like the prime example for me, I think, is like Alien and Aliens. Alien is a very claustrophobic, story where everything is just taking place on this dark ship, and it just, to me, it feels scary.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get to Aliens, which is a fantastic film,
yes,
in and itself, but it's a different style film. It's more action packed. It's Cologne. It's the Marines versus the aliens, and a lot of guns and just crazy things going on.
Yep.
And a lot of people will say that Aliens is better than Alien, which I don't agree with. I think Alien is fucking perfect because of just the way that it felt, like, made me feel. I like that, like, dark and gritty, it felt like it's a horror movie where I don't know if I would consider Aliens a horror movie in the same vein.
Not really. I think it's, for me, Alien and Aliens is, I'm going to take this from my friend that does a podcast. It's like a 1A, 1B situation. Like, I both think they're stellar quality films, both of them. Like, you could easily, if you had like a tier list, I think you could put both of them in like the top tier.
Yeah.
I just prefer Alien because of, like you said, the claustrophobia, the environment. Honestly, I love the video quality because it did not have the production quality of Aliens.
Yeah.
And everything just felt dirty and everything felt crude and dark. And it was wonderful. I loved it. The tension was great. The characters were great. And not saying that Aliens doesn't have that, but Aliens feels like more like, remember we talked about video quality in Ghostbusters Afterlife?
Yeah.
Like the cinematography, about how it just felt more realistic-ish, more grounded, didn't have that sterile, clean Hollywood look like Marvel movies and stuff.
It was very like orange, orange and yellow.
Everything is not crystal clear and bright, because at the beginning of Aliens, when they with Ripley, and then the fucking dude that was in that sitcom with Helen Hunt, I can't remember it.
Oh, Paul Reiser.
Yeah, there you go.
I can't remember his name in the movie. But
they're in the Weyland-Yutani facility that's like all clean and like clear, bright, and like, which I know is just how it was shot, but it just doesn't have that feel to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, Aliens is better in my opinion than Alien. Or Alien is better than Aliens.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have Jonesy. I mean, let's be honest. Why does no Jonesy?
I don't know, man. He must have been asking for a lot more money, and they didn't want to give it to him.
What about you? Do you have opinions?
I liked Alien. I don't think I've seen Aliens, though.
Ooh, I'm excited.
You've watched it with us, have you not?
I don't think so.
I'm excited. The Alien franchise is interesting because, yes, Aliens.
We have our own Jonesy.
Kitty!
Oh, Christ.
He is not happy with you.
No, he is not. He's like, no.
Peace. I'm out. Yep. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
That's 100% what just happened. My leg will tell you all about it.
Yeah, the Alien franchise is interesting because just every single one had a different director. So it was always that, you could feel every director, like whatever director it was, it just felt like that person's type of movie. The original was directed by Ridley Scott, and so that's why we got what we got. He was the one who created it and came up with the backstory and all that. And then James Cameron came on for Aliens, and we all know how, James Cameron is a very action. I mean, he did the Terminator. I believe, I think Aliens came out in 86. So
right, yeah.
So in Terminator came out in 84. So he had already been, he had already done Terminator. So of course we were going to see something a little bit more action packed, which is what we did.
Because Alien was 79, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was 86.
No, for the original Alien, though?
Oh, no, the original Alien was 79.
Yeah, so it's a 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
I need to watch the original Terminator and T2. I've not seen T2 in so long.
Yeah.
And I don't remember the last time I watched the original Terminator.
But
like you said,
that's another franchise, man. That's
like, not to venture too far away, but I will say one more thing is speaking of sequels, Prometheus, which it's a prequel, but
yeah,
I guess. But talk about director feel, that felt more like Alien than Aliens did, though it still had way
Right.
too many clear, bright cinema blah, 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 blah. Can't even think of it. It's too
Yeah.
much bright cinematography.
Yeah. Alien 3 was David Fincher.
A shitstorm.
Yeah, and that was an absolute mess of a movie.
Yeah.
And David Fincher is a fantastic director. I mean, he directed Seven, Zodiac. Any gritty like thriller from the late 90s and most of the 2000s is David Fincher. Like the man's a legend. But
also
Alien 3 not one of his, is definitely one of his low points of his career.
Well, fairness to that guy, it had hell. It was in production hell. Like that movie changed so many fucking times.
Yeah.
So that movie was like unfairly ripped to pieces. And I think the director just got stuck. It's kind of like what happened with Jurassic Park 3.
Yep.
Not exactly, but just here's your shit, make it work kind of thing.
And then we go to Alien Resurrection in 1997.
I only remember one thing about that movie, and I don't remember the guy's name.
Listen, that was, I don't know what the fuck that movie was.
Ron Perlman was in it.
Yes,
That's
it
what
was.
I remember about that movie. That's exactly what I remember about that movie.
But then, you get the prequels, the Prometheus, which was always a very interesting movie because when it came out, they didn't brand it as Alien. Like they didn't brand it as an Alien prequel. It was Ridley Scott, and it's like it's in the Aliens universe, but they didn't really put it out there like that.
Yeah, they should have just said an Aliens universe film or whatever.
Because when I saw that in theaters, I remember going through the whole thing and I was like, oh shit, is this an Alien movie? Like I was in the theater watching it going, oh shit, I did not expect it to be this.
Really? I didn't know you didn't know that going in. That's interesting.
Yeah. And then of course
I actually knew a little bit about it. And I was like, oh hey.
Yeah. And then they did Alien Covenant, which was just, it was not good. Ridley Scott, that's the problem. That's my issue. I could go into a big thing about Ridley Scott. I think he's one of the greats when it comes to directors, but he loves to make movies and then do sequels to them like 30 years later. And it's like, you can't, please don't do that.
Who is the guy that was the first MCU Hulk?
Edward Norton.
Yes, Edward Norton has never appeared in a sequel ever. I was like, why?
Because
why we didn't get him again as the fucking Hulk.
I've heard no, that isn't why he didn't return as the Hulk. He's a very difficult person to work with.
Yeah, that's what it was. But it's still, he probably would have done it anyway because he appeared more than one time in a role.
He was very demanding on what he wanted from that role. So they said, yeah, we'll just find someone else.
I want to have sex with Liv Tyler. Like, well, you probably already did, but that's not paramount to the role, sir.
So speaking of good sequels, or let's talk about our favorite sequels. What would you think of your favorite sequel? What comes to mind?
There, mine's easy. So you go ahead.
You go.
Okay, really?
Yeah.
Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, 1974 is my favorite movie ever, and it is ironically a sequel.
I mean, every Godzilla movie is a sequel except for the original in 54.
That's not true. It's not true.
There's a couple of even
the MonsterVerse film, the original MonsterVerse film, is not a sequel. It's a reboot, it's a retelling, it's an entirely different franchise. And Shin Godzilla from 2016, which is a Japanese movie, is an entirely separate Godzilla. It's no association with the original. But you're not wrong, because every other Japanese Godzilla movie prior to Shin Godzilla, all the events of the original took place. And then they were just like constant rebooting from the original, like they did with Halloween.
Right.
Kind of like that kind of thing. Always, all the time. But if you want to do give me a second, I have a list. You put me on the spot, I just can't remember. Like, I know my movies, I know movies I like, but my brain's like, no, you don't, motherfucker. No movies for you.
You could have defended that one too. Cena, not.
You said you John Cena it?
Well, here's
not John Cena.
Why you're thinking of that. I'm just gonna say, like, I think it's when I'm like saying like everything after the original Godzilla is a sequel. It's all based on what the definition of sequel is, because people just say like you were just talking about the Halloween franchise. Not every single one of those movies is part of the same universe, but they still considered a sequel. Like a lot of people still consider them all sequels. Because the original is from 1978. That's the OG. So anything after that, even if it's not from the same timeline, is considered a sequel. Not
I
saying
think
it's
that's
right.
shit, but
Not saying it's
yeah.
right, but
But like, here's one. Here's one. I know you'll agree with me. She won't, but you will. Evil Dead 2.
I've not seen it.
You have
Evil
watched
Dead
Evil
2.
because you're like, this is stupid.
Oh, okay. So you and my wife literally agree on that because
I thought it was dumb.
I watched. So I love the original. I think 1 is better than 2, which I know I'm not in the the majority when it comes to because everybody's like 2 is the best. I don't agree. I think 1 is the best. Just the scares and it, dude. It felt fucking creepy as hell. Where 2 didn't. It was kind of like it was more of a comedy, which I know that's what they were trying to go for. And then Army of Darkness was just that thing just was off the rails. You would
love that fucking movie. You would love that because it's like slapstick and puns and dumb shit like that. You would be all about that.
I felt that the first one could have been it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
100%.
Could have been it.
They didn't need to be a sequel.
So
yeah. No, I agree.
I'm gonna get a lot of flack for that.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the reason why a sequel exists. When Evil Dead came out, it was it couldn't get an R rating, and Sam Raimi didn't want to do stuff to it, so it got an NC-17 rating, meaning it's not going to get a nationwide release.
Mm-hmm.
So he then later just rewrote the movie because 2 is just a retelling of the first one. It's not. It's not in hindsight. It's not like the next one. It's literally just the first one, but they took some stuff out and they added stuff in. And then they had to dumb it. They had to kind of remove some of the gore so that it got that R rating.
Yeah, which is not any different than Day of the Dead, another one of my favorite sequels, which, remember, we talked about on how many episodes ago was that?
Holy crap. I don't remember.
It
was in October.
8, 9,
it was
10.
No.
A long ass time ago.
But
But that's another one. He said NC-17. This is what I'm doing. End of story. Like, all right, here's like half your budget. I know this is all gonna be horror movies for me, but go ahead. Oh, no. Well, no, go ahead. You speak your piece.
I don't know if I necessarily have a favorite, but I do. Sister Act 2 was the first one that really came to my mind as far as sequels.
I have not seen the Sister Act movies in years. There's a third one coming too.
Together, didn't we?
2 was so good.
We watched one together, didn't we?
I think you watched the second one.
There's a third one coming out on Disney Plus at some point in the next year or 2.
I think they've been saying that for a little bit.
Oh, probably. Hey guys, we're getting a Hocus Pocus 2 and it's coming out this year. Isn't that insane?
I've seen filming of it, so
19 years.
Hopefully this is going to be good. Because the ladies don't look the same.
I mean, it's been almost 20 years, so 30 years. 20 years. 29 years ago.
They look a little rough.
I mean, Bette Midler, she's got to be, in her 70s now? Maybe pushing 80?
Probably.
I don't know how old she is, but yeah, she's old.
Bette Midler, let's see how old you are. 1945. So what's that? 70, 76, 77?
You're the math person. Are you not even listening?
No, I'm not. Sorry, I was refreshing my memory on movie sequels.
Right,
Good job.
It's all right, I was right. All right, we're here. We're gonna go through some lists of this is from a website called Pure Wow, and they rated. This was back in July. They rated the top 15 movie sequels that are better than the originals.
All right, let's.
And so I'm gonna go through them, and I want to see if you agree or disagree.
I saw this, and I was like, "What the."
Yeah, so here we go. We're going to do it. And then,
I have not.
We're going to go through this list, and I want people to leave in the comments what they think as well. Number 1, Incredibles 2.
I never watched those.
No. Oh, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Yes!
All right. First off, I will say this. I'm going to say this right now. I've never seen the second one.
Okay.
I want to caveat. There is no way in fucking hell you will ever replace Syndrome done by Jason Lee in that fucking movie ever. There's no way you can make a villain better than that. He's he's an awesome, unique origin story for a character. And it's so fucking meta. And where is my super suit? You come on, dude. Like,
Honey,
I'm gonna watch it.
where is my super suit?
Why?
Samuel L. Jackson.
Because I need it.
Listen, I have to agree. I think Syndrome is a fantastic villain. His origin is really cool. I love the original Incredibles. Incredibles 2 is fantastic as well. It's a fantastic sequel, but I can't agree with it being better than the original.
You can watch both of them.
I know.
She's never seen.
You haven't seen either of them?
All right, so I strongly disagree with that one, even though I am uneducated in the second one. I will admit that. I don't remember Dad watching it. Me and Seth really like it.
He had it on.
Oh, yeah, we didn't watch it. I'm just going to buy it, or it's probably on Disney Plus, surely.
Number 2, Spider-Man 2 from 2004.
Yes.
I can agree. Doc Ock is it's between him and Michael Keaton's Vulture for the best villain in the any Spider-Man movie, in my opinion.
I have that written down as one of my sequels.
They're all three so good, I can't hold one over the other because I love.
Wait, you like Spider-Man 3?
No, that's not it.
Oh.
I was gonna say that one was bad.
I love Willem Dafoe.
As the
so,
Goblin. Yeah,
it's so hard for me to pick between those three because they're so. I just hold them all on the same level, but it is. I will say the second is a better movie.
I agree. Doc Ock is just so good. He's a great villain.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, number 3, Captain America: The Winter Soldier. 100%. I will say yes.
Yeah.
This is probably the best Captain America movie. Period.
Oh, Civil War is really good.
Civil War is really good, but I can't consider it a Captain America movie.
I know.
Even though it's called Captain America Civil War.
It's an Avengers
Why couldn't they have just called it like Marvel Civil War? No, we had to call it Captain America Civil War because they needed another Captain America movie, and they said, fuck it, we're gonna do that.
What now?
I have the Civil War comics.
Yeah, you have first print the entire run.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah, that's yes, it is definitely better. I love the original Captain America movie because I'm a Captain America fan. I like Cap. But the first movie's just okay. It's like that and the first Thor movie are just very.
Oh man, the first Thor is a snooze fest for me. It's an absolute snooze fest.
The best part of it is when he keeps getting hit by a truck. It is the original Thor and the first Captain America are some of the weakest MCU movies.
No, I think what I loved about
Winter good, I think, but
Captain. So the first Avenger, I liked it a lot because I love the origin stories. I really do. People are I'm so sick of seeing how Spider-Man becomes Spider-Man. I'm not. I don't care. I just maybe change it up though. We don't need to see the same exact beat for beat thing.
Not Tree, but the rock guy.
Hang on, that's Ragnarok,
yeah.
Which is another best sequel ever.
Korg.
Hey bud. Hey, it's just me and my friend Meek. Oh, looks like Meek's dead.
Hey,
wait, no, he's still alive.
Hey everybody, my name's Korg, and I'm I love Korg.
He's getting back in the next movie.
Yes, Love and Thunder. I think the thing I love about Captain America: The Winter Soldier is it's that spy espionage genre, which I love, and that's why I loved Black Widow, because that's what Black Widow was.
Yeah,
like the movie Black Widow.
We got some closure of some more information on characters like Bucky when he becomes the Winter Soldier, which is always a great character to bring in, and then Arnim Zola from the original Winter Soldier, how he was put in his intelligence or consciousness was put into the computer.
Yep.
Yeah, which is a great.
This next one can fuck right off.
Okay.
Shrek 2. Nothing will be better than the original Shrek. None of those shit ass sequels are as good as this. Shrek is a fucking gem.
Okay.
Okay, that's all I got.
You're in my swamp now. No, okay. Yes, the first Shrek is a way better movie, but I still do enjoy the second Shrek. But yes, the first one is significantly
I might
better.
have been a little aggressive. I do enjoy the rest of the Shrek movies. They're fun. But Shrek,
I've never seen the third one.
But dude, I could like Shrek is that
I
movie that could be on all the time, and I'm gonna watch it, man. It's just so good.
It is so good.
Oh,
So good. What
so
do you-
good.
That's not how you will seek. What?
All right, number 5,
What I wanna
Addams Family Values from 1993.
I have no opinion.
Which, to be honest, I don't even remember what the plot of the second one was, even though I think I watched it this year. I usually watch just the first one, which is, I like it. It's a weird, they're weird movies. The 2 live action ones from the early 90s.
Did Tim Burton do them?
No, it was actually Barry Sonnenfeld. He was the director of the Men in Black movies.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah, okay. All I remember. Okay, when I was younger, we had a video store. We used to rent video games at movies. It was called Silver Screen Video. It was the best one to rent video games from in town. There was like 3 of them. But anyway, I always remember being the Addams Family Value poster, and then the Addams Family pinball machine was in there. I always remember that shit. But I never had any interest in watching those movies.
I just saw the next movie on the list, and I want to fucking scream.
Yeah, hopefully it's Scream.
It is. It's fucking Scream 2.
It's not better than
Get
the original.
out of here.
It is not.
Get out of here, man.
It is such a beat. Go ahead.
That was the one I was like, what?
Oh, that is just
It is
pain.
Beat by beat.
But it's
just
not
doesn't do
though.
anything original.
Because it's not. It's boring. Scream 2 is boring.
It is.
The only good thing about Scream 2 is I just love Sidney Prescott is the best final girl in horror history. I don't care. People can argue. Her and Laurie Strode, fucking yes.
Okay.
But Scream 2 is boring, man. I would rather watch Scream 3. And Scream 3 is probably in like, filmmaking reasons, the worst Scream. But it's more fun to watch than Scream 2.
Yeah, because you can have a boring good movie and a fun bad movie, and you'll like to watch the fun bad movie.
But you can't beat Matthew Lillard as a bad guy.
No, you can't.
Those
can't.
He's
He's so good. I will say the best part for me about Scream 2.
Bleed it out, man.
I know, right?
I like Skeet Ulrich. I like him a lot.
Ulrich.
He was the other.
Was he Mickey?
He was the other bad guy.
No, he was Billy.
Oh,
he was Billy Loomis.
Okay.
He was Billy Loomis.
So, because I like him now because he's in
Was he in a show called
Riverdale.
like Jericho or something like that?
He was in Jericho. I like him in that.
Okay.
He's in Riverdale. I like him in that.
Better not see you back at Riverdale. Simpsons reference. Damn Riverdale punks.
I like him. I think the older he's gotten, the better he's gotten as an actor, though.
Was he the main character in Riverdale? Not fuck. Jericho?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's why he looked familiar. No, the second one, like the whole spoiler, like sneak ending or like surprise ending thing that they shoehorned in at the last minute. It was just a very meh, not a really entertaining movie. Nothing really exciting happened. It like the movie's supposed to parody the meta and the cliche of horror movies, and that's all the second one is cliches.
It's don't get me wrong, Scream 2 has a fucking awesome opening scene. The theater scene with Jada Pinkett and Omar Epps, I think his name is, at the theater. It's it compares very closely to the opening scene of Scream. With how good it is, but the rest of the movie is just like, I love
exactly.
I love Laurie Metcalf. I think her being Billy's mom.
Oh yeah.
So here's a little fact. I mean, we'll talk about it also when we cover the Scream movies, but the script to Scream 2, the end of Scream 2 leaked, which the original it was just supposed to be Billy's mom as Ghostface. But because the script leaked, they had to add in another character. So they added in a guy you literally saw for 30 fucking seconds throughout the whole movie. Freaking Timothy Oliphant.
He appeared like twice.
Yeah.
I think it was like Mickey, I think. He appeared twice at the beginning of the movie.
He was in
and I was
the
like, what's that
cafeteria scene?
I was like,
damn. Yeah. Well, yeah, Scream 2, definitely not even close to as good as the original. Number 7. Toy Story 4.
I've never seen it. I can't.
Listen, every single Toy Story is a fucking gem. It's a fucking masterpiece. It's so hard to pick like what's the best one. In my eyes, Toy Story 3 is the best is the best one.
The third one is the best.
The third
For
one is
me-
really, really good as a movie, but nostalgia's sake, I love the first
Oh
one.
well, yeah. I would
Yeah.
rather sit and watch the original than 3. 3 is so emotional. I mean, they're
Oh, it's
all
really
emotional, but 3 is just like a gut punch. And to be
I know.
honest,
Thinking about
It is.
and when they announced Toy Story 4, I was like, why? It was
Yeah.
such a great closure to the Toy
Yeah.
Stories, like the story as a whole. But man, Toy Story 4 is so good. It's just so good.
I don't think
It
I've not
was
seen 4 yet.
good.
I've heard it's really
It
good
was
though.
good.
But dude, 2 has Kelsey Grammer in it. I fucking love Kelsey Grammer.
The prospector.
Yeah. Was it Stinky Pete or
Yeah.
something like
Yeah.
that? Where-
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
keep calling the kids Stinky Pete.
Yeah. Dude, the first one's just so quotable, man.
Right.
You guys still using fossil fuels, or have you discovered crystallic fusion? Well, we got double A's.
You uncultured swine.
We got to get out of here, Buzz. Get off me, you little zealots. Like, I fucking dude, the movie's so good. I love the first and second are my favorites, but they're all good movies. Yes, I agree, they're all good, except for I can't speak for 4, but I'm sure it's good. So
Number 8, Bad Boys 2.
they all suck. I've never really seen them. Go
That's
ahead.
okay. You're not the only person who says that. I love Bad Boys 2 for me is I like Bad Boys 2. It's very slightly more than the original just because it's so quotable. Me and my brother can quote Bad Boys 2. Like we used to quote Bad Boys 2 all the time. It's just so funny. And the chemistry between Martin Lawrence and Will Smith's character, fucking brilliant. If you guys want to listen to me talk about Bad Boys 2, we did an episode. Well, not Dan and Angela weren't on the episode, but we did an episode way back. I think it was episode 18. So go on your podcast services and look it up and listen to it. We don't have it in video form yet. So, but yeah, Bad Boys 2. I can agree with this one.
It's that was back before we were allowed to be back on the podcast. So.
Yeah. And we
seriously, it is good. It
Yeah.
is. I think it was the last one you did before we came back, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. We're going to be doing Bad Boys for Life at some point down the road to finish the Bad Boys movies. And I know there's a 4th one being made at some point.
I'll just call it Bad Girls.
Bad girls, what you want? What?
That's right. That's right.
Number 9, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. I can agree. I think this is one of my favorite Harry Potter movies.
Sure.
And it was one of my favorite books. So
Do you not remember?
No, I mean, I like the first Harry Potter, but as they got further on, they started dealing with much more mature subject matter, which is when I started enjoing them more. Not that there's anything wrong with the first one.
They got better as they went along.
If I'm gonna watch the original one, I'm just gonna watch Oni cartoons with the Wingardium Leviosa, Ronald Weasley. We're not part of it. Just go look up. Oni cartoons, Harry Potter.
Wingardium Leviosa.
I know it's so fucking good, and that's what I think of.
Isn't that where their like faces are very squished down, so they're just like.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. And but I will say this one is awesome because it has gosh, hang on, Gary Oldman.
Oh yeah, Gary Oldman's good shit. Number 10, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I love the original. I think it's just comedy gold. But man, Christmas Vacation is just as good.
I don't remember most of it, but it's a good movie from what I remember.
I recommend it highly. Just stay away from the other two. There's European Vacation and then there's Vegas Vacation, which are not even remotely as good as the original Vacation, which is the best in my eyes. So I can't agree to this, even though I think Christmas Vacation is just right below it.
So you have to carry that one, Parker. I don't know. I have no opinion on.
Well, Angela can speak too. She's here.
No, she doesn't have anything to say.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding.
It's been so long since I've watched that I don't even remember. Like we used to watch it before my grandmother realized what happens in some of the movies, and she's like, "Nope, can't watch them anymore." And I'm like, "Okay."
What was it, Granny?
Granny, yeah. We watched it with her one time.
Can I buy her a copy of it for Christmas one year?
There was Granny, and I remember in the original one, you see the wife's Hooters, man. Like, I was like,
Yeah.
shit, I didn't realize this. I forgot that it was like a hard R movie.
They sent me out of the room when that scene came on. They're like, you can't watch this.
Like
dude.
Beverly D'Angelo just, she's,
okay. She's just like, woo.
yeah.
Dropping tatties, bro.
Mhm. Chevy Chase is trying to get, what the hell's her name? She's a model, or she was a model. I don't know. She was married to Billy Joel. But there was like the whole thing where he would always run into her and was flirting with her and stuff. Number 11, a movie that Angela has already spoken about. Sister Act 2, Back in the Habit. I forgot that was the title of the movie. I don't know.
Sure.
I have not seen the Sister Act movies in years, so I cannot say yes or no on that one.
I can
so
say
Sister
yes.
Act 2 is better than
so
the
much
original?
Better.
Take her word for it. Yep. All right. I have seen it, but it's been a long time, and I don't remember the first Sister Act.
Yeah, we're gonna run into some movies that I haven't seen, and clearly we've run into movies you guys haven't seen. This next one I have not seen this. Number 12, Barbershop 2. I didn't see.
There was a second one.
There was like 4 of them, I think, or maybe there was 3.
I only watched the first one.
I will say this because Barbershop is.
It's like Cedric the Entertainer,
right?
Yeah, it's got like Cedric the Entertainer.
Okay, well, let me fill this void. Maybe you guys have seen this, maybe you haven't. I don't remember which one was better, but I like the second Friday movie a lot. You guys ever watch Friday?
Yeah. Damn. That whole thing, yeah.
Yeah, they'll love the second Friday. So this is maybe what we think of. So, but no, I've never seen the Barbershop movies. I couldn't begin.
Yeah.
I had to watch a lot of those movies like Jeannie and Holly and stuff because I never would have been allowed to watch those in the house.
My real good friend of mine growing up was African. He was biracial, so I was introduced to a lot of films that I would not normally have watched. Like,
yeah.
It was a great movie. I love those movies like that. And what's Don't Be a Menace to Society While Drinking Your Juice in the Hood. Fantastic movie. Shakespearean quality. Just kidding. You've never seen it, have you?
Menace to Society?
No.
Oh no, you're talking about the parody version.
Yes,
that had freaking one of the Wayans brothers in it.
Both of them. Well, I think all 3 of them are eventually because it was the Marlon and
Damon and
Damon. Yeah, because they get Well, I just remember the skit where they get arrested for being black on a Friday night. So the movie's fantastic. It's so funny. Anyway, carry on. Good stuff.
Number 13, Terminator 2 Judgment Day. I can so wholeheartedly agree. This is fucking one of the greatest sequels of all time.
No, actually, I'm going to disagree because you don't get to see Schwarzenegger's ass.
That's it.
That's
puts it down a peg.
No, I will agree. I have not seen either of these in so long, but the whole every scene with like the T-1000 is very memorable to me. And plus, Simpsons parodied it at one point.
I think that's the one that I caught on TBS one time. And I was like, what the hell is this? I didn't even know what it was. And I watched it. I was like,
all I know is that I remember I remember a lot from Terminator 2, but all I know is Linda Hamilton was jacked in Terminator 2.
Yeah, and her sister did stuff in that too, right?
Yeah, because she's a twin. Sister. She did the part where the T-1000 replicator that was her twin. That was her sister.
Yeah, that's what it was.
So they could they could both be in the same scene without them having to do like the 2 shots. Yeah, it's really cool.
I like that.
Number 14, a movie I have not seen in a long time, and actually I think I have like the triple pack here somewhere. Blade 2 from 2002.
Yes.
Directed by Guillermo del Toro.
Oh god!
With the vampires at the bottom of their mouth would open like this.
Yep. I remember that one.
We mentioned him already in this movie. He was in Alien Resurrection.
Oh,
Ron Perlman.
Yeah, Ron Perlman. I think, and then the third one, they started getting they had like Triple H in it for some reason.
Triple H, Ryan Reynolds, Jessica Biel.
Yeah. They're good. The Blade movies are fun. I think we've got them on Blu-ray upstairs. I think I bought the set.
Yeah, I got the 3-pack here somewhere.
Hey,
there you go.
Hey. All right, I think we got our movies. We're gonna do it. All right, we'll announce it at the end of the episode.
Wait, hold on. What? Isn't the villain in the first movie called Deacon Frost?
Yeah, it's played by. Come on, man. Why?
I know, I can see his face. It's been so long since I've seen that movie. Daywalker.
It's in here somewhere. What the? Oh, Stephen Dorff.
Hey, sir.
What?
What is happening?
Just
Number
buzzing on it.
and the final one of this list is Hunger Games Catching Fire. I have not seen all the Hunger Games
Yes.
movies. I have read the
Yes.
books.
Yes, the second is better than the
Definitely,
okay.
yes.
Yes, because I watched the original, and Angela and I went because she wanted to see it. I did not care for the original, but I did like the second one, and we didn't watch the third or fourth, right?
I have seen them,
I
but the second one definitely.
the second one was way better than the first one in my opinion. Because I watched the first one, I was like, what is this? Like, it's just not my film.
I
to me.
only wanted to see him because I read the books.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I went in because I had already read the books, and
Yeah.
there was too many of that didn't happen in the book.
Yeah, but it was good. It was better for sure.
Yes, it was definitely better.
All right, let's. We're gonna go in, and now we're gonna do the best sequels of all time, done by the Tomato Meter. They did the top. They did the top 100, but I'm not going through 100 goddamn movies. So we're gonna do We're gonna do the top 10 according to Rotten Tomatoes.
I don't know if this one is on there, but did you know there was a Titanic II?
Oh my god, yes. Jesus.
I was looking at this stuff and I'm like, there was a Titanic II?
Oh, listen, we'll get to the bad. We'll get to those sequels. All right, the top 10 sequels based on Rotten Tomatoes scores.
Let's hear it.
Number 10, Mission Impossible Fallout from 2018.
No,
I love the Mission Impossible movies, and this
I've
one
only
was
ever seen the
really
first
good.
one.
This one had, of course, had Tom Cruise, had Henry Cavill, Ving Rhames,
Cavill?
Simon Pegg.
A cavalcade?
Yeah, the
Jesus.
man. What? Like Jesus? No,
Jesus.
No, that's
that's
James.
I'm
That's
just
Jim
kidding. I'm just
Caviezel.
kidding. I'm
That's
just
Jim
kidding.
Caviezel.
I know.
Speaking
I'm
of,
just
speaking
kidding.
of, have you ever seen the movie Jesus Takes the Wheel?
No.
Okay, it's actually called Highwaymen. And it stars Jim Caviezel, and he drives a fuck. Okay, I got a car of this because you brought up Jesus.
Wait, wasn't
and I got-
Highwaymen a movie on Netflix? It had like Kevin Costner and Woody Harrelson.
Probably, but who fucking cares? The important thing is Jim Caviezel. It's about a serial killer that drives a big ass Cadillac Eldorado, and he drives a '68 Barracuda fastback factory acid dipped car. It's dope as shit. Sorry, I had to say car shit. You brought up Jim Caviezel, and every time you do, I think Jesus Takes the Wheel, and I think of when he was in that fucking movie where he drives a Barracuda. That's just what I always think of. Car guy
Everything
style.
links together, you know.
Always.
Number 9 is Toy Story 4. We've already talked about it.
That's good.
It's there's nothing much more we could say about that. Number 8, Bride of Frankenstein from 1935.
Oh, that's an interesting. Like I have not seen the entirety of that movie in a long ass time, but I've always heard it's great. Never seen it before. The original Frankenstein is fantastic, but I've never seen that.
No. Number 7, The Godfather Part 2.
No opinion.
Yeah,
Never
I
seen it
have
either.
not gone through all the Godfather movies. This next one, I've never seen any of them either. Number 6 is Before Midnight from 2013. Has
I don't even
Ethan
know what
Hawke
those
in
are.
it. Number 5 is Toy Story 3,
Okay,
which
that's a good
is
movie. That's a really good.
amazing. Number
Fair.
4 is Goldfinger from 1964. The
Have
second,
we seen Goldfinger?
the second movie in the Bond
We had to have.
franchise.
We had to have seen it. We watched a bunch of them. We were on a Bond kick for a while. We watched a bunch of them. I'm pretty sure
We bought all the DVD or
most
a
of
lot
them.
of the DVDs.
Yes, we got Dr. No,
They
Goldfinger.
were in the $5 bin at Walmart.
Oh yeah, we went like this big splurge back in the day, just buying DVDs of. I like Bond movies.
Yeah,
Plus, I mean, it's got cars, it's got gadgets.
but I don't.
It's
But
good
that's
stuff. It's a spy.
because it's been a while since we've watched it.
Dude, speaking of good spy shows, kind of, the Bourne movies.
Oh yeah,
I love those movies.
Yeah, those are fun.
Go ahead, sorry.
Number 3 is a French movie, which I've
Well,
never
this
heard of.
counts me out.
Number 2 is Toy Story 2, which has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Really?
Yeah. And number
Damn.
1 is Paddington 2.
Son of a bitch.
Dude, people fucking
God.
praise Paddington. I thought the Paddington movies were actually really good.
Is it that good though?
People praise this movie. Like they love it. It's
Oh.
wild.
I don't know.
Oh man. So yeah, so we're talking about a lot of good sequels. Now let's go to the bad sequels. All right. And we
Yes!
have talked and we have covered a bunch of film franchises on this show, and boy, have we talked about bad sequels. Let's start from the beginning. All right. Our second franchise into this show is a franchise that starts with my favorite film of all time, and then it just slowly starts to deteriorate. And that would be the Jaws franchise, which, yes, it feels gross when you say the Jaws franchise, which it just should have been Jaws.
No, it really should have been just fucking Jaws.
Let's see if he says the one that I have.
Well,
Fucking hell.
we're going. Here we go. I found a list. On independent.co.uk, the 27 worst film sequels of all time.
Let's hear them.
This is from New Year's. So here we go. We're going to go through them.
That's worse. I got some of mine stuff too.
Where's the list?
My bad.
Hello?
One.
This site is weird. Is it like a slideshow?
It is. So one of the good ones that you
click
did
the gallery below. Okay.
Yeah, one of the good ones you haven't mentioned yet, Kill Bill Volume 2.
I've actually never seen the Kill Bill movies.
They're good. Don't be like gas. We've only seen it once.
I love Tarantino, so I definitely want to.
Some of his stuff's good, and some of his stuff I don't care for. He's like
that one was definitely
very inconsistent.
Did you say he's like Bert and Ernie? Is that what you just said?
Yes.
It's like Bert and Ernie. All right.
Yeah, he's like Burton for me.
Tim Burton.
Like Tim
Burton.
Yeah.
I swear you said Bert and Ernie.
Don't yell at me, Bert. I don't like it.
All right. So here we go. The 27 worst film sequels of all time, according to this independent.co.uk site. Just wanted to throw those sites out there, and I will put them in the description.
For one, this is British, so there's no fucking way in hell it could really be that independent. It should be America.
Oh, man.
One.
So I don't know if this is from worst to first or worst to the, I don't know how this works, but the first one they show is Zoolander 2, which I've never seen, and I heard it's terrible. 39 celebrity cameos in that movie. How fucking insane is that?
It's called Somebody Wants a Fucking Paycheck.
Right? Number 2. I'm just going to go number 2. I Still Know What You Did Last Summer.
I've always wanted to see those. I've never seen those movies. I always remember the advertisements for the original.
It's a weird sequel, man. It's a weird sequel. Like the first one was like was good.
Yeah, okay.
Because it was during the Scream phase of the late 90s. And yeah, it didn't need a sequel, but they got 2 sequels, and I
always remember the advertisements, man.
The third one was an abomination. Let's just say that.
I didn't get past the second one because it kind of like
Anthropophagus.
Huh?
Nothing. Sorry, it's an obscure Italian movie. Go ahead.
Jaws 2.
Oh, well, at least it's not as bad as the other ones that followed it.
The Jaws 2 is definitely the best of the sequels.
It's definitely not the one
I've
written.
Listen, when I get my chance to talk about my sequels that I dislike the most, if we do that, I have one that's very similar to Jaws 2, but it's not Jaws 2.
Because I wrote down Jaws the Revenge.
The Jaws the Revengeance.
Or Cruel Jaws.
That's the best one, don't lie. Don't do that to yourself.
No,
the best Jaws sequel is actually Deep Blue Sea.
No.
Deep Blue Sea is good.
It's okay.
Better than Jaws 2.
I don't know.
Just fucking go.
Oh, number 4, American Psycho 2. Did you know that there was a sequel to American Psycho?
I had no idea.
I did. I've never seen it. It has Mila Kunis.
Fucking hell. Okay. Son of a bitch.
Oh, man. Number 5, Dirty Dancing Havana Nights. Why?
Never watched it. Because I'm like,
did this
why
need a
does there
sequel?
need to be a sequel?
Baby.
It's like Grease 2. There didn't need to be another one.
Diego Luna is in it. He was in Star what's the Star Wars solo movie about getting the Death Star plans?
Oh yeah, Rogue One. One of the best, the second best Star Wars movie ever made.
Yeah. He was in that.
In my opinion.
Number 6, Titanic II. What the fuck? I want to read the little description here. It says, even if you don't like James Cameron's 1997 Oscar-winning Behemoth,
I don't.
it's hard to forget the iconic image of a ship and its passengers meeting their watery doom. The digital effects of Titanic II, however, look like a child's version of the original's visuals. The plot about a boat literally named Titanic II that takes its maiden voyage 100 years after the first is equally creaky. That's the description.
Listen, I know a better movie we could watch that involves a boat that inevitably sinks.
The Perfect Storm.
That's also a really good one, but that's not what I was getting at. Good poll. That's a good one. No, Deep Rising. Deep Rising is fantastic.
But look.
Oh, I remember the
It
advert. I remember
says
the box. I mean, not
100
the
years
advertising.
later, lightning strikes twice. Lightning didn't fucking strike in the first one.
I think it's just a metaphor.
There's lightning in it.
Came out in 2010.
What are we talking about? Titanic 2?
I want Jaws versus the Titanic. That's what I want.
Number 7, The Sting 2.
I don't remember the original.
I don't know. Moving on. Number 8, Book of Shadows, Blair Witch 2.
Oh.
It was one of those sequels where you're like, huh, this does not feel like a Blair Witch movie.
No, because it's like a standard movie. It's
shot like a regular movie instead of it being a found footage style movie like the original. Number 9, Rambo First Blood Part 2. I can agree. I loved Rambo. The original Rambo was so good. Rambo 2 is just a little out there, but then it just kept going. They just kept getting more and more ridiculous.
Yeah, the original Rambo is really good, dude. I think
it's an entertaining sequel. Number 10, Wall Street, Money Never Sleeps. I saw this movie and it wasn't bad. I mean, this felt like a movie that did this style the best was Wolf of Wall Street.
Okay.
It was one of those sequels that didn't need to happen because it came out like 25 years after the original.
You gotta love that.
Never a fan of that. Number 11, Weekend at Bernie's 2. Because guess what, guys? Bernie died again. What the fuck?
That was Bernie not decomposing at this point.
So confused.
Have seen the original, and it is a pretty entertaining movie.
Yes, the original Weekend at Bernie's is awesome. Number 12, S. Darko, which is the sequel to Donnie Darko, which is a weird fucking movie in and itself.
Dude, like people wrote that fucking movie. Dude.
Yeah.
I swear, I've never seen it, so I have no idea.
So the director of the original, Richard Kelly, was so offended by S. Darko, he described the experience of watching it as horribly violating.
Yeah, but you know how those artistic bros can be, or folks can be. They tend to.
Well, I mean, this is the original director, is the guy who originally created the story and everything.
But I mean, the verbiage he's using. I mean, people are like, "Oh, it was just like, guys, chill the fuck out." Dude.
I think it was a really bad movie.
Well, I'm sure it was. I'm just saying, like, that movie was just shit. Like, but because they're like directors, like we got to use like just really over the top, harsh like explanation for this.
Right.
I don't know.
Number 13, Little Fockers. I liked Meet the Parents. I liked Meet the Fockers. Yeah. Yes, Little Fockers was like, yeah, okay, we didn't need this. Robert De Niro just being weirder and weirder every time.
Mm-hmm.
Number 14, Now You See Me Too.
I always wanted to see the original.
It's always hard for me to see Daniel Radcliffe be a bad guy. And that's what this movie was. Daniel Radcliffe was the villain of this movie. Harry Potter was the villain of this movie, and it just didn't feel right.
I'm Voldemort now, motherfuckers.
Number 15, Mulan 2. It's a Disney sequel. Like they never come even close to the original.
Direct to DVD ones were so bad.
Yeah.
It was direct to VHS back.
Or VHS.
Yeah.
No, I will say a caveat. The two Aladdin sequels weren't that bad. Return of Jafar and King of Thieves.
King of Thieves was better than Return of Jafar.
Yes.
But they were all entertaining.
Yeah. Because where he gets like they look for like the hand of Midas.
Yeah, and Aladdin meets his dad.
Yeah, like, whoa, he's the King of Thieves or whatever.
Yeah. It wasn't Aladdin. It wasn't just Aladdin 2.
That was Return of Jafar.
But it wasn't just Aladdin 2. It had.
It actually wasn't even called the second. The second one was not even called Aladdin at all. It was just called Return of Jafar.
Any Beauty and the Beast 2, I think there was.
There was a Beauty and the Beast 2?
Yes.
Oh my god.
There was a lot of them. It's just like
That one.
no.
Most Disney tries to sweep that one under the rug. Had a lot of bestiality, and it was really weird.
There was a lot of sequels that should have just been left alone.
You know what makes sense is when you know what makes sense is when at the end of a movie you see, spoiler alert for Beauty and the Beast, it's only been out for fucking 100 years.
Oh shit.
At the end of the movie, the beast turns back into a human, but yet they make a sequel and he's back to being a beast again. You're like, what the fuck is happening here?
Oh, well, hold on. A movie did this, and they did it okay, and it was Shrek.
Yeah.
For Shrek 2.
But they
kind of
tell
flipped
you
the
what's
idea.
happening.
I know.
They
I'm just saying,
explain what's going on, where it's just like, nope, he's back to a beast again. Cool, guys.
I have no idea. Like,
It's
there was
the same-
another rose in the castle.
Well, it's the
got a
same with the
double
Little
fall in
Mermaid.
love.
It's the same with the Little Mermaid, right? Because at the end of the Little Mermaid, doesn't she get her legs? Doesn't she get legs and live with Prince Eric, happily ever after? And then they made a Little Mermaid 2, and she's back being a mermaid again. You're like, okay.
She wanted to go back and see old daddy.
Yeah. Number 16, Son of the Mask. This was an absolute abomination of a movie. Fucking
He doesn't
Jamie.
even like the first one.
I hate that. All of them. The fucking cartoon sucked. I hated goodbye. Good. Bye. I hate that movie. I don't think it's
so
funny.
good. Shh. But Jamie Kennedy.
Oh, that was a horrible choice.
Holy shit, man. This movie was awful.
At least if they were going to do a sequel to The Mask, it should have been a lot closer to the original one and just done like an Ace Ventura 1 and 2 thing.
Yeah, I agree. Number 17, Grease 2. I've never seen Grease 2. It's got Michelle Pfeiffer.
But it doesn't.
You would have thought, maybe, right? Yes, it's one of those movies that didn't need a sequel, just like Dirty Dancing.
Yeah.
Number 18, Dumb and Dumber 2.
No, I'll pass.
Another one that just didn't need to be made. Why? We already got a bad prequel of Dumb and Dumber when Harry met Lloyd. So
yes,
yeah, let's make a sequel. Stupid. Number 19, The Birds 2, Land's End.
Dude, let me tell you something. The original Birds by Alfred Hitchcock is a fantastic movie.
Mm-hmm.
I love that movie.
Oh, the original Birds is awesome.
Very good movie.
High school English.
I watched it with my mom and grandma. They really liked that movie. The movie kind of scared me also, especially the end when they leave and all the birds are just like on the house and the lawn. And like, it's just like really creepy, them just like leaving and all the birds are there. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, because we had to do a report on it afterwards.
Yeah, so this one, it was a made for TV sequel.
Oh, no way. You don't say, huh?
Had some of the same cast in it.
Really?
The original. I did not know that.
They were just corpses.
Puppets.
Blade, where are you?
Ballade.
Speaking of Hitchcock, I found this beautiful steelbook Psycho in my collection.
Are you sure that's not the one with
No.
Fuck.
No, it's not the Vince Vaughn one.
Yeah, it's Vince Vaughn.
This is the original. No, stop it. Bad.
I don't know, right?
Oh boy. Number 20, Basic Instinct 2. What the fuck? Why does this need a sequel? What, so Sharon Stone can flash her cooch again? Can I say that on YouTube? I don't know. Who fucking cares?
The correct term is Otterbox.
Oh, we go from having very like you look at our target audience on YouTube and it's like very small percentage of women, and now it's just going to be 0%.
That was the one. I'm glad I saw that.
Angela's the only woman who watches our channel.
Glad I dashed all hopes of that. Go change your gender to undecided. So
number 21, Cruel Intentions 2, another one where it's like, what? Why?
Damn, I thought I was gonna say Cruel Jaws. I got really excited.
Number 22, Mean Girls 2. There was a Mean Girls 2?
Yeah, that was another one. I looked at the list and I was like, wait a minute.
Oh, okay. Okay. No, I didn't even know it existed until I just read it out loud. Number 23, Blues Brothers 2000. This one was one that was just weird because John Belushi passed away like years before. And
Yeah, who else was in it?
It was Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi. And they, when they decided to make the sequel, they brought in John Goodman to kind of fill in John Belushi's role, but it just didn't feel the same, even though I love John Goodman.
It
just wasn't, it didn't have that same magic that the original had. It was just very unnecessary. Number 24, you go from having one of the best sequels of all time to having one of the worst sequels, and that's The Godfather Part 3.
Again, no idea. Means nothing. No, I mean, really, like, I've heard Godfather 2 and Godfather really, really good films, but I know nothing of them outside of that.
Yeah, me either. Number 25, The Next Karate Kid, which this is the one that had Hilary Swank in it.
Oh, you're starting off on the right foot with that one.
You guys watch The Office? Oh man, I can't. You guys won't understand the reference. Number 26, Staying Alive, which is the sequel to Saturday Night Fever.
I just hear the Bee Gees, man. Just the Bee Gees the whole time.
And number 27, Speed 2.
Isn't that Speed 2 Cruise Control?
Yep, yeah, Speed 2 Cruise Control.
I have seen that movie. The original Speed is so good. It's an entertaining movie. Speed 2 is just, I don't know, man.
What the fuck? Dude, all I know is that Willem Dafoe is the best part of that movie. His over-the-top villain is just so fucking out of control.
Dude, it's been so long, I didn't even realize Willem Dafoe was even in that fucking movie. I had no idea.
Oh, man. Well, that's it for that. You guys take the reins here.
Let's make Speed 3 and call it Speed 3 Autopilot. You have to be on a plane.
Let's do it.
Or it'll be on like a Tesla. Okay, so since can we talk about worst sequels? Do not put Tremors. That is not a worst sequel.
Tremors isn't a sequel. I mean, it has sequels, but Tremor isn't a sequel.
Trying to show you.
Tremors 2 is a very underwhelming. Okay, so we could talk about when you talk about worst sequels. Well, we could say Godzilla versus Space Godzilla because that movie fucking sucks, and I will die.
I found him.
Woo! I got the exact set.
I have one even better than that.
Do you? Because it's gonna be hard to top.
Cars 2.
Yes, Cars 2 is awful. It's just like, what the fuck was like John Lasseter just completely blew it, man. I mean, he completely blew his career too, but
it's easily the worst Pixar sequel.
Oh, yes.
I would say.
No,
right?
It's easily the worst Pixar movie, period.
Yeah.
About that, we went and watched it in theater. We were potty training our oldest. I had to go out twice with him during the movie. Missed nothing. Absolutely nothing.
As a car guy,
I was like, this is ridiculous.
Exactly. The best part about all of that was just the cars that were lemons, because it was like Pacers and Gremlins and shit like that. It was like AMC, Stab, and a non-existent American automotive company.
Yeah,
but that was it.
They could have went from Cars to Cars 3 and just cut.
That would have been perfect. Oh yeah, 2 just doesn't need to exist. Because 3's not a bad movie. So please don't do anymore.
Yeah, just be done.
Another really shitty one. I'm gonna rant about.
One that you guys probably haven't seen. D3, Mighty Ducks.
I haven't seen it in years.
Let me tell you something. I don't know very much about Stick Buck. Right?
I just remember it being so bad that I couldn't finish it.
Just like, nope, tapped out.
Friday the 13th Part 8?
Yes. Friday the 13th Part 8 is so fucking bad, dude. Oh my god.
That's
never getting watched again.
As a first-time watcher of anything past probably the third one, I was like, oh, this is the worst.
I do have a better appreciation for 5. 5 is much better now. But 8 is so, god.
Because we watched them all during Halloween. I was like, this is just bad.
What's another one?
Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers.
I never watched it. No, couldn't tell you.
It's bad.
Haven't seen anything.
It's
I'm sure
bad.
it's bad. What about fuck? I had. Oh yeah, well we talked about earlier, The Mummy 3,
Yes.
Yeah.
Dragon Emperor, whatever
Yeah.
it's called.
It's listen.
just
I
thing.
didn't hate that movie. It's
Oh.
just not nearly as good as the two others.
Here's my problem, and I know it's not that one actress wasn't in it. I don't remember her name because it was in the first two.
Rachel Weisz.
Yes. I was just bored.
Yeah.
I was just unbelievably bored with the movie, which upset me because I loved the first two.
Yeah.
And I was just like, why is this movie so fucking boring?
But it was predictable. I'm like, oh yeah, well, this is happening.
Well, I mean, there could be predictable movies that are entertaining still, but it's just boring. Like I don't even remember finishing it.
Whoa.
I don't even remember finishing the movie. That's how bad it was. And I
Nice.
loved him. I seen the second one like multiple times in theaters.
Yeah.
A movie
those
movie we have talked about on this show before, and it currently has the most views on our YouTube channel.
Yay, PG!
Jurassic Park 3.
Go watch it.
Down.
Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan.
She just said that.
Yep.
It's good
I
stuff.
said that.
God
it's not.
damn.
It is bad. Like the only
It's
good part of
so
it is like I
bad.
said before he gets his head punched off.
Yeah.
He punches Julius's head off. That's it. The rest
So
is just
bad.
top to bottom shit.
It shows up in Manhattan.
Don't mind me, guys. Yeah, with the mask on the thing. I appreciate, like I said, my Friday the 13th Part 5 so much more these days.
Piranha 2, The Spawning, directed by James Cameron back in 1981.
Oh, that's before he hit it big with his "Look at me make everything better. My name's James Cameron. I'm infallible."
Yep.
Sure you are, big guy. Sure.
Probably one of the worst movies ever made. Troll 2. Have you ever seen clips of this movie?
They're eating her, and then they're gonna eat me.
Oh
my
God.
We quote that quite a lot.
Dude, check this out. I grew up, and my aunt had watched that movie. No. Hold on. Let me find the movie. Keep talking. It's not quite Trolls 2. but
Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
That's so. Oh my gosh, dude.
You want to talk about it? That's just a badass. It's such a bad movie.
All the
effects are
Resident Evil
terrible.
movies.
Yes, I can agree. Every single fucking one of them. Even the one I haven't seen yet. I heard it's awful. Jaws of Revenge has a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. Did you know that? That is the number 10 worst sequels of all time, according to IMDb. The Ring 2 has a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow.
Speaking of sequels, we got as of this recording, this movie will have been out almost a week. But Scream, the new Scream, it's a sequel. It's the 5th installment of the Scream franchise. I'm very excited to see it. And we have talked about how we will at some point be doing a fresh cut of it. But because of the lovely virus going around that, everybody's getting, it might be a bit before we do that because, going out right now is probably not the best thing to do during this time. So
No.
to everybody who is exciting
Anyways.
to listen to us talk about the new Scream, it'll come at some point, even if it has to be when we cover the entire franchise. But yes, I'm very excited for Scream. I'm trying to think of sequels that came out in 2021. We did Halloween Kills, which was a sequel to not just the 2018 Halloween, but it was a sequel to the 1978 Halloween. It's always such a weird thing when you get a sequel so far in advance. Like you get it for like Halloween 2018 was 40 years after the original. Like it's such a weird thing. And to be honest, I loved the 2018 movie, but then it's always like, how can you make sure to either be as good or better than what you did before? And just sequels, like sometimes people just can't figure it out.
It's sometimes just a tough act to follow. Like it really is. Like there'll be like these massive films that are just like, how are you going to do this better?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, speaking of which, I can't believe I completely just over my head, but films where the sequel was better than the original Dawn of the Dead, the original Dawn of the Dead,
I can see
which
that.
would be a fair, like, hey. And sometimes it's a matter of, like, we of course disagree, but like the Sam Raimi situation where it'll be like a cult hit, really small film, but the sequel will have a bigger budget.
Yeah.
And sometimes that can make for a better film, but it doesn't always. Actually, rarely does, to be honest.
I mean, another one I'm thinking of, and we've talked about it a little bit, was Thor Ragnarok. Thor
Yeah,
Ragnarok is
yeah,
way better than the first two Thors.
I agree.
Because you had like Thor it was okay, and then Thor: The Dark World came out, and that movie was not good. And then Thor Ragnarok came out, and it's like, holy shit, what have we been doing?
I know,
Why
right?
did it take this long?
So
And then you have franchises like Batman, where it starts out solid and then it kind of drastically falls, but then it gets that resurgence and then it goes up, and then it's like, okay, we kind of ended on a whimper. You start off with like the two Tim Burton Batmans, which I love, the Michael Keaton films.
yep.
They're solid Batman movies. Then you have Batman Forever. It's a fun movie. It's not good. Joel Schumacher was just such a wacky director, and he just turned Batman and Gotham City and everything into like just literal circus. And Batman Forever was a wacky movie. You had Jim Carrey, you had Tommy Lee Jones. Like, Tommy Lee Jones was in a fucking Batman movie. People need to remember this.
Yeah, he was
Forever.
Two-Faced.
Yes.
Harvey Dent.
Even though Billy D. Williams was the original Two-Face in the 89 movie, and he was told he was going to be Harvey Dent in future installments when he becomes Two-Face, but then it never happened because it changed directors. And then we got Batman and Robin, which is just an absolute dumpster fire of a movie. Oh, it's so bad. It's just so bad.
I love it.
It's just the worst. I have the Batman the original Batman anthology.
Got bat nipples, dude.
That's why you're giving me look.
Never for the bat credit card. Never leave home without it.
Got that beautiful Batman the motion picture anthology set.
Yeah.
Just burn everything after the first two.
But then after that it was George Clooney even has said it in interviews. He's like, I thought I killed the franchise. I thought Batman was like, I thought I killed it.
Yep.
I didn't think it was going to recover, but in 2005, Christopher Nolan, who is probably one of the best directors around right now, took a hold of it and gave us Batman Begins, which is just fucking awesome. And then we got probably one of the greatest superhero movies of all time. And I will fight anyone who disagrees with me. But The Dark Knight is top 3 for me of movies of all time. It's probably number 2. It's squeaked by Jurassic Park for me. It's such a fucking perfect film. And the performances are just so good. Especially by Heath Ledger. And then you had The Dark Knight Rises, which was fine. It was an okay conclusion to the Dark Knight trilogy. I really like Tom Hardy's performance, creating a different type of Bane than what we
memes. What do you mean a different kind of Bane? I'm curious.
Well, I mean, it wasn't what we saw in the comics, with especially you look at like the Batman and Robin Bane. He was the little scrawny guy, and then he juices up on the fucking venom and becomes Mr. Jacked Man. Where I liked the whole origin behind, like, I liked Christopher Nolan's way of recreating Batman's villains. Like the Joker we saw from Heath Ledger, it was something we had never seen before. He was a completely different character than what we had seen in the comics. And the same with was it Scarecrow was in Batman Begins?
Yep. Dr. Jonathan Crane.
Cillian Murphy is so good.
My favorite villains.
Scarecrow.
Yeah, Scarecrow's good villain. He's a really good villain. Well, I love it. The origin that Nolan used is actually not too dissimilar from his actual origin. I mean, he was a South American individual.
Yeah.
From unnamed country, whatever. He was locked in prison after his mother died, and he was to serve the sentence of his father in prison as a baby and a child. And he grew up that way. He taught himself to fight. He got big, strong guy, but he's very intelligent. Very smart man in the comics. See, the betrayal in the fucking movies, earlier movies, is wrong and dumb as shit. But of course, he did use Venom, which made him larger, but he was already a big guy to begin with.
Right.
But they just nixed the whole Venom element. They just gave him the mask.
Yeah, I mean, what if for anyone who's played the Batman Arkham series, the way that they portrayed Bane is kind of what you're talking about. Like he's this huge, he's already this huge man, but the Venom helps him to become even like a god. Like he was just unstoppable. I don't know. Back to the Nolan Batman movies. I just liked his always putting things kind of based in reality.
John Paul Valley.
I just like he's Denny O'Neil. Denny O'Neil was a fucking phenomenal editor, writer for comics. Throwing it out there. Gave the best Green Arrow, Green Lantern ever. Carry on back to Batman. Sorry.
Oh no, I was done. I was just praising Nolan for the world he created for Batman. And I'm very excited to see what Matt Reeves does with the Batman, the Robert Pattinson one. From the trailers, this movie looks like it's going to be fucking in that same type of vein as the Nolan Batman.
I agree, but what are you laughing
at? I just can't not see him as the sparkly vampire. I'm sorry.
I mean, I agree with you, but I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. You know, I know he's a very good actor.
I'm sure he'll do a good job because people shat on Heath Ledger for being the Joker.
Because Brokeback Mountain.
I know, Bob. It doesn't matter. Just if they're good, they'll be good in the role. End of story. There's a couple other people I can't think of that did fantastic jobs as superheroes or other characters that people shit on for previous roles.
Benefit of I'm gonna go in watching it without the sparkle.
You're talking and I'm hearing like just sparkling vampires.
All right. Well, before this episode goes on for 2-3 hours, we're gonna end it here. Literally. There's so many sequels in the world we could talk about. But you know what? We gave you all the glimpse of the goods, the bads, and the uglies when it comes to sequels. Name your favorite sequels. Maybe the worst sequel you've ever seen, or just leave us a comment down below. Make sure to like and subscribe on the channel, guys. I mean, as of the video goes, okay, as of the recording, we're 2 away, but hopefully we'll be over that by the time we go. This video goes up.
2 away from 200. Come on, guys.
Woo! Thank you, everybody, for all of that love.
I haven't looked in a few days.
We are on your favorite podcast services. Just type in Dissect That Film. We should pop right up. If we're not there, make sure to let us know so we can get our podcast on that service. We are close. We are about 120 downloads away from 1,000 downloads of the show, which is pretty awesome. We're a couple subs away from 200 subscribers on our YouTube, which is also amazing. We just last week we finished up Dexter New Blood, and we talked about Lake Placid. So make sure to check that out. It was a nice little Betty White tribute. Ooh. Next week. Yes.
Y'all are a bunch of fucking babies. I just can't.
Watch it.
Watch your mouth.
I'm just kidding. I listened to the episode. I followed every episode. That's all I need to know. No, I'm just good. I just
feeling.
Next week, we're going to go back to film franchises, and the franchise we are going to cover for the next 3 weeks is the Blade series. Blade 2, and Blade Trinity. I am so excited. I recently watched Blade not too long ago, but Blade 2 and Blade Trinity. Listen, Blade Trinity had a lot of fucking problems when it came to production because Wesley Snipes was drunk or high the entire time. But Ryan Reynolds is fucking comedy gold in this movie. I'm very excited to talk about Blade. Maybe I can get somebody who's been on the show before back on the show for the next 3 weeks since.
God, please don't. No, just kidding. Just kidding.
Since this person that I will not say really likes Blade 2. So I'm very excited. So yeah, so as we talked about before, the Scream fresh cut will come at some point. I can't give you a date because of the rising levels of COVID right now. It's just not wise for us to go do it. So we are going to wait on that. As for other shows, it's probably just going to be the podcasts, the once a week podcast. And then on Mondays where I post old episodes of the show that have not been released in video form yet. So you guys will get 2 videos a week until me and Angela figure out the next TV show to talk about.
Yeah.
But make sure to follow us on social media. I am Parker Dissects on every single thing. DNA Gaming. Tell them where they can find you.
On the internet.
Our Twitch is DNA_gaming1. And our Twitter is DNA Gaming _1.
Because I couldn't get them both the same.
It's so unfortunate when that happens.
I know.
All of the links will be down in the description. So
yeah, well,
because half the time I never remember to do this part of the show. Oh, also, if you listen to us on the Apple Podcast, which according to Podbean, or according to our stats, 46% of people who listen to our show listen to it on Apple Podcasts. Guess what, guys? They have a rating system where you can rate our show. Give us a 5-star rating. Write us a little review. I'd love to read some reviews here on the show at the end of the show, and also Spotify has a rating system. They don't have reviews yet, but they have a rating system. So make sure if you listen over there and you like our show, give us that 5-star rating. Also, before we go,
I want to hear some positive reviews.
I want one of the first reviews to be like, show's great. When are you getting rid of Dan?
I don't have Apple Podcasts, or I can't.
Oh, no. See, what you need to do is rate us an Apple Podcast and then switch to Spotify and stop supporting Apple and use them instead.
Yes.
No, go ahead.
I'm trying to. Let's see. Where's the thing that tells me? So,
your analytics.
Listen, people. We got a lot of people watching our show on YouTube.
Yeah.
89.5% of you aren't subscribed. What are you doing?
Subscribe, damn it.
Drop the subs, please. It's free.
Please.
It's free. And it clearly, if you watch the show, you enjoy it. So drop that sub. All right. I'm going to pander.
Especially
I'm going to pander to everybody. Okay.
How many views is it up to now?
15K.
No.
Yeah.
And thank you. Thank you to all of our, our Indian fans. We got 63.7% of people watching from India. So thank you.
Yeah, appreciate it.
You guys all rock.
Oh, yeah, dude.
How'd you enjoy the show?
Exactly.
Nobody in our own country likes it, but hey.
Pretty typical.
Oh,
Let's get
boy.
voted off the island.
All right. Well, that's it for our pandering and begging to our audience.
Please.
Until next time.
Yeah, I can't get down on one ear.
Until next time, I am Brett Parker. That is DNA Gaming. We are Dissect That Film, and this has been episode 38 of the Dissect That Film podcast. We'll see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.